Welcome to the third video of getting started with EDD. Right now, hopefully you should be able to see what the EDD Canvas looks like to students. We're going to go through this a little bit. Occasionally, I might jump back and forth between student view and teacher view, as there may be a few things that I want to show you that aren't open in the student view. The first thing that I want to show is that we are on the home page. So anytime you go to the home page, this is what it'll look like. It's very simple. There's not a whole lot of information here, but there is some vital information that you need to know. At the very top of most of these pages that have big banners and things like that on them, you'll find the Google Attendance form. So every day, asynchronous, synchronous, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to submit an attendance form to me. When you click on this, it'll open up an attendance form and you'll fill it out. It's very simple, very straightforward. Last name, first name, the class period that you're in, the week of school that you're in, and then the day of the week, which hopefully you'll be able to figure out pretty easily. I want to know how you're feeling today. Scale of 1 to 4, not so great. Yeah, I could be better. I'm doing pretty well. I'm feeling wonderful. Anything you want me to know or you need me to know. And then, although not a required question, as I want to see how this goes, I'm providing you an opportunity to upload a picture of some daily work that you've done in your E&B. Why this is useful. One, it gives data to the district, to the school, that you've been doing work for that day, and therefore your attendance is justified. Great. Well, let's use that to our advantage. Let's provide then a place where I can see the work that you're doing in that E&B and be able to respond if I feel like it's necessary, but also potentially keeping record of that E&B along with you in case for some reason pictures that you need for a portfolio or some proposal that you have coming up or that you need to reference back to is gone. What happens with this form is that I am allowing for one image to be uploaded each time you fill this form out that has a maximum file size of 10 megabytes, and this form will accept up until I have utilized 1 terabyte. I looked up what's the typical file size for a cell phone. Anywhere from 3 to 9 megabytes is what it seems like. So I think 10 megabytes should be enough. I'm providing this as an opportunity for you, not a requirement. But I do think it's probably a good idea to do this. And then your picture that you take will get loaded into my attendance form. There's a couple of folders that are set up for it, but basically not only will I have a spreadsheet showing timestamps and things like that of when you've said that you were in class, but also all the pictures that you take. I've also gone in and put in an about me. There's some information in here. If you want to read it, you can. You guys know me. My IED kids will use this a little bit more. There's contact information here. Best way to get in touch with me, obviously, is through email. And many of you know that we are really good about responding to the emails pretty quick. I'm going to try and stick with this. I'm not going to answer after 6 p.m. if you call me. This is my personal ID number for Zoom. It'll bring you to my classroom waiting room, and then I'll have to let you in. You're going to use this number every time when you're trying to get to me, no matter what it is. Except for when I'm eating lunch from 12 to 1, I'll turn it off. Or if I'm in another meeting somewhere else, obviously you won't be able to access that. You have to use your first and last name. Basically, you need to make sure that when you're in my waiting room, I see that it is your name. If there's an issue with this, definitely let me know. Any student attempting to join that's not supposed to be there won't be let in. Parents, please make sure that you identify yourself in a very similar way to this. Make sure you have your mic muted when you come in. I'll probably have you unmute it to say hey and that kind of stuff. But unless you're talking, it's good to have it muted. The spacebar key is really useful for unmuting yourself while you're talking, and then you just let go of spacebar and it'll put you back on mute. Things can get chaotic if everyone's talking at once, and I will probably mute you if I need to. So don't be offended. If I need everyone's attention, I'll probably mute everybody and then just start talking. Make sure you have your camera on. There might be some people who have legitimate reasons why they can't have a camera on. Your peers are going to want to know that you're there, especially if you're in a team with them. So I know some people may have issues with internet and not being able to show a video while also on Zoom. Just communicate that with me if you need to, or with your teammates if you need to. And then we're going to utilize the participant features. So the thumbs up, the thumbs down, hey, let's take a break symbol. I think it's a coffee mug. Whether I need to speed up or slow down about something. We'll use breakout rooms probably quite a bit in EDD. Probably going to be better than everybody trying to work all together in the main room, and then give you some liberty of coming and going as needed. Please be on time. That's obvious. A lot of times that means being early. There is a 5-minute grace, so if you are coming, transitioning from one class to the next, I'll give you about 5 minutes before we get started. But you know how it goes. Show up, be on time. If you're not on time, it's probably going to be your team that's more angry with you than me. Please be dressed appropriately for all meetings. Try not to wear your pajamas. You got to look the part. Please show up in things that are appropriate. What if we have to film or record something? Probably not a good idea for you to be in your pajamas. Be dressed appropriately. You are in school. And then don't be distracted. Try to stay focused and pay attention. Let me know if you need to step away for just a moment, if you need to go get a cup of coffee real quick so that you can stay focused. I get it. I will probably be doing the same things in the morning. My dog is right down here, and she is dead asleep, and she's cute. But I'm not going to show her to you because that's a distraction. Your cats, your dogs, they're going to get in the camera. We know it. But try to put yourself in a position where they aren't going to be a huge distraction. Office hours work like this. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. I have 30-minute appointment time slots, which you can access through this link. It is all done through Google Calendar. You're going to need to utilize those times for sure throughout the year. I guarantee it. 30-minute appointment slots. I'm going to ask right now that you take only one time slot unless we communicate with each other that you need 2. You're going to be doing this a lot with your teams. Someone in your team will be getting an appointment slot, and then the team will show up. Parents, I ask that you do the same thing. If you need an appointment with me, please visit this appointment slot calendar. There's a lot of them on Wednesday, as you can see, 9 a.m. to 12, and then from 1 to 4. And then on Friday, it's a little bit different, 9 a.m. to 12, and then from 1 to 4, I'm going to be running club stuff, and there's not really going to be any office hour times on that day. I'm trying to make sure I'm as available as possible for you, especially for those notebook checks and assessments. The course syllabus is on Google Drive, so when you click on this link, it is a Google Doc that will open up. It is linked right here, and then also, if you go to Syllabus, not only is this page going to show you pretty much anything that's got a grade or score attached to it will show up here with the date that it's due and the time that it's due. You can also get to that course syllabus that's on Google Doc right here with this link. So at least you can access it in one place or another. Supplies needed, things that you ought to use if you're maybe prototyping or something like that. These are the things that pretty much I think you ought to have for this course. Definitely these top 4 items here. The 3-ring notebook would be so that you can put your engineering notebook somewhere safe. Also, you may have some extra papers hanging out that you need, or some graph paper and that kind of stuff that you'll want to make sure you have in a safe place. So pretty much this goes through what is engineering design and development. There is a more detailed version of that here. This should take you to a Google Drive PDF file that you can look at. Scoring and grading, you shouldn't expect anything different, right? And then there's how scores are done. So say you score 40 out of 50 points on an assignment, you effectively have an 80%. I'm never going to give you that percentage. I'm going to give you the points. 80% of your final grade will be quarter 1 plus quarter 2 times 0.8. So 80%. 0.2 times final exam percentage. Well, in this case, your final exam, which you don't have, is really going to be your final defense. Okay? So that presentation that you give at the very end here is your final exam. That's why it's right at the end. As far as DPS is concerned, there is no final exam. You're going to have to give a presentation, a final defense of your project at the end. And then that'll equate your final grade. And then assignments and homework. Lay work policy. It is a little different than in the years past. Do read over this whenever you get a chance to look at it. Attendance and breaks and learning expectations, read over that. Parent conference procedures, read over that. And there's this academic honesty policy thing here. I want to talk about this when we talk about Module 0. So let's do that. So Module 0 is an important part of any online course and is mandated by DPS. Please go through each of the items at your convenience within the first week. You have 7 days. This module is all about you getting started in your Ignite course using Canvas, which hopefully this video will help you with that as well, and promising to have academic integrity. That's Module 0 right there. If you click on that, it takes you straight to this link. You have 1 week to complete the welcome, part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this. It's easy. I've already done it myself. It's very straightforward. You'll move through this, watch the videos that they want you to watch, do the things that they want you to do, use the next button to navigate forward through the module. And when you get to something where they tell you it's an assignment, you'll be able to turn it in. Hopefully, it'll go well for you. Worth 10 points, should be straightforward, super easy. Each one of the assignments that you have to do for Module 0 is going to be worth 10 points. It's mandated, it's a good idea, but we are also going to be moving forward with curriculum. So get this done, take the time to do it, make sure you're comfortable with Canvas, check in with me. At the very bottom of every single page, assignment, discussion, anything that you're looking at, you should find this information, if not more. These are all hyperlinks for you to be able to navigate around on Canvas very easily. So you can come back to the home page. You can go directly to the course landing page, no matter what page you're on, or assignment, or discussion. You can go to a component 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right now, 4 and 5 are still being built, but 1, 2, and 3, which is the bulk of your work, are already set up completely and ready to go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I elements are also the bulk of your work. There really isn't anything for J, K, and L other than what's in the component 0 resources. M and N is really all about your being able to write like an engineer. You have lots of access. You can navigate around this thing very quickly, very easily. If you are viewing this in a student view, which you will be, you'll find that to do on the right is going to be very useful for you, and it shows you the things that are coming up with their due dates. You can also find those same things under stuff like assignments and syllabus and quizzes. I hope this was a little helpful, and you should be able to see another video come up pretty soon that is a little more in depth about some of the other screens on Canvas for EDD. Have a great night.